And welcome to another edition of Urban Lifestyles. We've got a great show today, and as you can see, we're at a different location. We're out in Norton's Common, and we're at a new restaurant, and it's called Blondie's and Jim, and there's a very special story connected with that. What do you think?
I love being here. As soon as I stepped through the doors, I met with serenity. I met with intimacy. I met with calmness. The music, it's urbane, it's organic, it's upscale, it's a bistro.
Those are the things she met with. I met with food and drink, so I was totally happy. We've got some great things we're going to be talking about. A piece that we did with LG&E, and also a segment, Denise, you did with AARP.
Oh yes, and you want to stay tuned for that one.
And also Tyler's back with My Swaggy Wags. We'll take a quick break and back with more right after this.
At LG&E and KU, we're always working hard to make your life a little easier because we know you've got your hands full. Our new mobile app gives you the power to check your account balance, review your payment history, and effortlessly pay your bill from anywhere while making it easier than ever to report and track power outages. Download the app today to get the convenience of LG&E and KU at your fingertips.
Well, Denise, you know, this first segment, I told you this one is very special. When I was talking to the owner on the phone, she said, you're going to remember me. I was one of your students. I'm like, okay, yeah, I have no idea who this is going to be. But I got out here, and it was a student that I definitely remember, and she's doing some big things. So take a look at this. Well, as always, whenever we get an opportunity, we like to stop in on new restaurants that are coming to the city, and especially those that are African-American owned. And this one is a very special treat because I'm here with one of my first students in the entire world, and I won't date her because I'll have to date me in terms of when I started teaching at JCC. But Tanya, it is great catching up with you, and your restaurant is Blondie and Jim's. So tell us about the concept and how it all came together.
Blondie and Jim's is named after my mom and my dad. So I wanted to remember them, but my mom's mom had a restaurant called the Chicken Shack on 13th and Walnut. My dad's mom had a catering business, and I remember cooking with my dad's mom as a kid. She always wanted help, and the other two older sisters didn't want to help, but I was a little piglet, so I wanted to eat everything, so I always wanted to help her. So I was making cream puffs at the age of 5 years old, where a lot of people stuffed them with sweet cream pastry, and she started stuffing them with chicken salad and tuna salad because she was dainty lady. We had to wear gloves at Easter all the time, so she was a real lady. And so I wanted to cook, and my parents told me you couldn't make any money cooking, so I had to go to college. That's when I met you. So I went to college, and I got my training in accounting. But it's great to have that background. I was tired of getting up and going to work, and I didn't like it. So I got back into food, got into wellness, working with doctor's office, doing meal prep and meal planning and catering, and then that turned out to this right here.
So you are out in Norton's Common. You got a great location. So tell us a little bit about the theme and the background.
Well, what we wanted to do was bring something different to the area. So it's kind of like a Southern gourmet soul food type menu that I've lightened up quite a bit. I've taken out a lot of my grandmother's butter and added some olive oil here, some cinnamon here, some turmeric here. You won't know it, you guys, but it's just as delicious, and added a lot of olive oil and things to keep us healthier.
And you've got a lot of neat eclectic things that you do in terms of like your table stand. So I noticed there are entertainers. So what's behind that?
We wanted you to feel special when you came in. So you get to be any star you want. So we have a few of them right here.
Whitney Houston.
Whitney Houston and Celine Dion. Okay. So you can pick. We have quite a few that you could choose from. We wanted you to feel special when you come in. And that also helps us to remember what table you're sitting at. So these are our table markers. I wanted to do something different and fun.
Okay. And then you also do spices. So tell us a little bit about the spices.
This is our gourmet smoked spice company called Keep It Spicy. So this kind of started it all. I was doing like the meal prep and meal planning for people because I had a lot of people that were vegan and they were tired of being vegan or didn't know what to eat. So I was teaching them how to make green beans like 15 different ways, and you know, how to get their kids to eat carrots by adding, cooking them in pineapple juice and adding some fresh pineapple to it. Tastes so much better that way for children. And so we started using our spices because you have to realize it has to taste good.
Right.
Otherwise, you're not going to eat it. So that's what we use in all of our dishes. So we have a gourmet smoke spice company, and our spices are smoked in a cedarwood smoker. Everyone else uses a metallic smoker, so you don't get that richness as you would from a cedarwood smoker. And then we cold smoke them with bourbon staves right here from Louisville, Kentucky.
Right now, I would be remiss if we didn't talk about some of the things that are on your menu. And I see you have here some shrimp and grits, and the other is that a bread pudding or something?
It's a French toast casserole. It's a
Oh, a
little
French-
different. Yes,
Okay.
sir. So everything is homemade. We don't have a microwave.
Okay.
So it takes about 15 to 18, maybe 20 minutes, depending upon what you order.
Okay.
So it's all made from scratch. So this is one of my grandmother's recipe, the French toast casserole. So it has fruit compost on top, which consists of blackberries, blueberries, strawberries, added a little cinnamon for our health, some orange zest to give it a lot of flavor, and a touch of bourbon. So it's really delicious. It's one of our most popular dishes. And these grits, believe it or not, I've had at least 12 people tell me they don't eat grits, but once they tasted these, they fell in love with them. They're not your regular grits. They're not quick grits. So they are stone ground, so it takes a little longer to cook, but we cook them a certain way to make them creamy and delicious, and that's why people fall in love with them.
And I will have to admit, on the casserole, you had me at bourbon. But you are doing cocktails, so you've got a couple of things for us to try here. But what is your number one item? What is it that people keep coming back for?
Oh, that's really hard. It depends on
So
the
what's your
age
favorite?
group. My favorite, my mom. So this is named after my mom. Blondie's Up. She worked third shift, and my dad would say Blondie's Up. She loves shrimp and grits. That's my favorite. It really is. For brunch.
Okay.
Now, during the week, my chicken salad is out of this world. We have people coming to get it by the container fulls daily. They have a lot of pools around the area, so when the pools were open, they wanted that to take to the pool with some crackers and some forks, and they had a meal.
So if people want to find out more about your restaurant, what are your hours?
We are open Tuesday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m., Saturdays from 10 to 9, and Sundays from 10 to 3. And we do brunch all day long on Saturdays and Sundays.
What time? It was great catching up with you.
Thank you so much.
And if you haven't had a chance to check out this restaurant, make sure you do. It's in Norton's Common, and I'm getting ready to sample a little bit of everything. Denise is going to try some things as well.
Give them the address, 10711 Meeting Street, Prospect, Kentucky, 40059.
So still being here at Blondies and Gems, this is a fabulous cafe, and these are just some of the clients that have come in. And if I don't interrupt you that bad, what's your name?
My name is Stacy Bald.
I'm Paula Jackson.
And you are?
Stacy Porter.
Okay, and just really quick, your food looks fabulous, but I'm just curious, what made you all decide to come and dine here at this bistro?
Well, we're from out of town. My best friend and I, and my other best friend, we all went to high school together, and she's leaving today to go back home to Houston. I'm from Charlotte, and my niece knows when I come to town that I like to support Black-owned businesses. So she saw this on TikTok and said, "Auntie, you got to go here."
Okay. And then so far, what little bit you've had, what do you think?
Well, I got the shrimp and grits, and the grits are very creamy and cheesy, so very good so far.
Okay, and you?
The mimosa is fantastic, so everybody needs to get that.
And have you had your first bite yet?
I have not, but I can't wait to get into this French toast casserole.
Well, again, Denise, you know, the restaurant we're here, it's great. The food is great.
Yes.
And I know you've been killing this shrimp and grits.
Yes. As soon as I put it on here, it just made me go, oh my goodness.
Yes.
And basically, I could say for the food and for the patrons that I've talked with, the food is going to touch every palate that's out there. I don't care what it is, how fancy or how down home it is, it's going to get you and hit on all the cylinders.
And I like it because it's soulful, but it's healthy as well.
Yeah, and the healthy part. And then I love the names on the back of the menus. It's real catchy. So, you know, if I want to go for the climax at the end, it's just some really cute little names on there.
We'll take a quick break and back with more.
More than just getting from one place to another. It's healthy, social, good for the environment, and anyone can do it. We at Middletown love cycling and really love helping others discover a new passion. Stop in today and let our friendly, knowledgeable staff help you get started. We cater to beginners as well as experienced cyclists. We're a local business that cares about our community because we are a part of the community. Come in today and get on a bicycle that fits your needs.
It's time to crack an egg.
Easy, any style egg works here.
Or smile.
Well done, this looks great.
Time to share a story.
Have a great way to start our discussion.
With old friends or new ones.
When you're a caregiver.
Time to breathe in.
Inhale up, good job.
Then let it all out. It's never been easier to connect, learn, and have fun.
Cheers.
So let's do it together. Come find us at aarp.org/.
It's gonna be the morning ride. Let's go! Because you won't want to get out of the car when the Streets Morning Takeover is on the Bill's #1 for hip-hop.
Early in the morning.
96.5.
So Denise, you had an opportunity to catch up with the AARP, so tell us a little bit about that.
Of course, AARP is always very informative, but there's two segments that we mentioned in AARP, and basically when AARP did call in both candidates that's running for the Kentucky governors and also about the veterans, so let's just take a look. So I'm here to do another great segment today because we're here to bring you the information from AARP Kentucky. And I'm here again with Mr. Scott Wagonis. And Scott, once again, welcome.
Always a pleasure to be with you all today. Thank you. And can I introduce my intern again?
Please do.
Samuel Hebestreet is a senior at Bellarmine University, and he is with us until December. He's doing some great work here at AARP Kentucky.
Welcome, Samuel.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So what's in store today? Because I love receiving the bulletins. And it's always something great information that AARP helps me with. So let's talk about all this.
Coming out in the AARP bulletin. It's coming in your mailbox any day now. So look for it. It'll say AARP, the bulletin. But you're going to hear a lot of people and a lot of talk about the candidates for governor. What we did is we sat down with both candidates and we interviewed them. And we asked them questions about family caregiving, inflation, and the issues that are really important to folks that are 50 plus. You're going to be able to see their answers unedited in the AARP bulletin coming in your mailbox. And it's online as well at aarp.org/KY. So that is a big part of what AARP's tradition has been for decades, is trying to raise the issue and make the candidates focus on the issues that are important to folks: financial security, their health security, and veterans. So, I mean, these are all significant issues that need more than sound bites. And that's where I think we are delivering in the bulletin, is some very thoughtful conversation with each candidate. It's a full page. You'll be able to find it in your AARP, the bulletin. It's landing any day now. So we're super excited about that. We're also going to be continuing our voter outreach in Louisville like we have in years past. So watch for us, check our Facebook page, and check our website for more updates. On the website right now, we have an entire page dedicated on how to vote, where to vote, when to vote. Not who to vote for or anything to do with the candidates, because we're nonpartisan. We don't contribute to PACs. We don't endorse candidates. Our goal for these past 60 years has been to elevate these issues and raise them up for the folks that are 50 plus. So, the other thing we want to talk a little bit about today, Samuel and I just finished working out at the Kentucky State Fair, and we were so proud to be a part of the Heather French Henry Foundation for Veterans.
A lot of engagements, a lot of talking to individuals such as veterans, fairgoers, and their family and veterans' families. It was providing resources, providing a lot of different material for just about anybody. Just education, educating everybody about what happened in Vietnam. It was something. It was very unique and of its own. And just being able to understand the mindsets and exactly what came out of it, and just hearing the stories from those individuals was incredible. Such as, we talked to two people. We talked to a surveyor and a nurse from Vietnam, and that was incredible hearing their stories.
So it makes me think then, Scott, you were there. What are some of the pressing issues for those veterans in regards to needs being met and not being met?
One of the things we did in that engagement was we asked people, hey, what can AARP do better to help veterans? And overwhelmingly family caregiving issues, access to their benefits as veterans. Fraud prevention was a big part of that. And that's one of the things that we preach about is protecting veterans from fraud, because they are targeted by scammers all the time. So, but I think what we took away from it too was there is a fellowship among veterans that is unique. They serve together. It was sometimes difficult, and there's this bond that veterans have, and you see it as soon as they start talking. And it's wonderful to see that that friendship, that kinship that veterans have with each other, people who served in the nation. So we are so happy with the Heather French Henry Foundation and other veterans. The Kentucky Department of Veterans Commissioner Allen stopped by and he said hello, and we shared some of the resources that AARP offers folks, which is all on our website. It's aarp.org/veterans, and you can find that real easy. And you can download a lot of these veterans guides, fraud prevention, benefit guide, health navigator. These are all topics that we've put together resources, especially for veterans.
Well, Denise, it's great to see that AARP always has its pulse on what's important to the state of Kentucky.
So when you get that bulletin, the little newspaper for AARP, be sure to read in there so you can see what the interview was about per the platform for each candidate that's running for Kentucky governor.
We'll take another break and back with more.
It's gonna be the morning ride. Get the keys, let's go! Because you won't want to get out of the car when the Streets Morning Takeover is on the Ville's #1 for hip hop.
Early in the morning.
96.5.
My name is Shanika Winters. I am a manager for the Louisville Water Company. I'm a manager for distribution extensions. I'm originally from Lexington, Kentucky, and I've been living in Louisville for the past 15 years. And it was the type of place that I had wanted to work for since being in college because of the public works aspect. And so it's just the right opportunity for me when they contacted me. My typical day would be spent managing our support staff in the Engineering Distribution Extensions Department. So our typical workload includes receiving water main extension requests from developers and single property owners, and we help those developers with getting their water lines put in the ground. So what we do is we bring water to places where there has not been water before. So when it comes to the average property owner, what we do is we're helping them to get water. We bring the water mains to their house, and then that allows them to be eligible to get a meter and apply for service with the Louisville Water Company. It's very satisfying to be able to help that customer to get something that's so vital to their life. And just knowing that we walk them through the process and help them to achieve their goal and help them to be in safe drinking water, it's a very satisfying experience. And the most satisfying, I think, just the fact that, we're here to serve the public, and I think that our company does that very well. Well, it may not sound very relaxing, but one of my favorite things to do is to go road biking. And I also have a 4-year-old, and he's been joining us on our adventures, my husband and I. Well, I think the public speaks for itself when they say that we have some of the best tasting water in the country. As I mentioned, I've been here 15 years. It's been a rewarding experience, and I think that the resources we give back to the community is one that they'll find satisfying.
We got an opportunity, as always, to catch up with Natasha with LG&E, so take a look at this.
So in the month of September, there are a lot of things that occur, but one of them is celebrating those who drive electric cars. And I'm here with Miss Natasha. Natasha, welcome back once again.
Yeah, great to be here with you, Denise.
So let's talk about what's going on, because I know what we're standing here, but I never knew about this celebration. And let's talk about it and why it's important and how it's increasing. And I would say it's getting quite popular.
Yeah, so we are celebrating National Drive Electric Week at the end of September. And so we are at a publicly available charging station that we have here in our LG&E service territory. This one is at Seneca Park, so we'll get into that in just a second. But you know what? National Drive Electric Week, I was looking before we did this segment to see how long we've been celebrating it in the U.S. And believe it or not, we started in 2011. So it's been more than a decade that we've been celebrating driving electric. And, you know, it's really a time when folks who may be interested in making a purchase, or even those who are just interested in learning more so that they're more educated when they are, you know, approaching that time in the future, so that they can get the information that they might be interested in and, you know, maybe even go out and drive an electric vehicle so they can see what it feels like and if it's something that they're interested in doing in the future.
Wow, I can't believe it's been since 2011.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, because it just seemed so foreign back then, and it still seems a little bit foreign to me, but I think it's gaining popularity of those getting electric cars.
Yeah, definitely. So if you want to celebrate Drive Electric Week, we just wanted to get into this celebration by talking about 3 things you can do, Denise. And so the first thing is to have your home, whether it's your actual house or your garage or wherever on your property you might plan on charging an electric vehicle or even a plug-in hybrid, have that checked out by a licensed electrician. You know, it's just a good measure. You know, your home may be just fine and perfectly equipped to support that, but just make sure your wiring's good and everything's running great so that there aren't any accidents, right? Yeah, so the first one is just to make sure you get your home checked out by a licensed electrician. The second one is to consider where and when you'll charge. So we just talked about your home. A lot of folks don't know, and I didn't when I first started looking into it, that you can charge from a standard outlet. So a 120 volt outlet, you can plug straight into there. It takes a little longer, about 6 to 24 hours to charge, but that's called level 1 charging, and you can charge up your vehicle from there. You can also charge at home using a level 2 charger, which is the same as this publicly available one. Looks different when you're at home, but ultimately level 2 charging will get you a full charge in about 2 to 12 hours, and that's from home. When we're considering public, like we talked about, this is a publicly available LG&E charging station. So this is something that's available so folks don't have to worry about that range anxiety. They can plug in while they're here enjoying the park, and we have a lot of these in publicly available areas, nearly 24 between LG&E and our sister utility, Kentucky Utilities Company. So you can charge at a public station. This is level 2 charging. There's also fast charging, like think Tesla style chargers that you may have seen in the area.
So how long does it take for this and the ones for Tesla then?
Yeah, this is 2 to 12, and fast charging isn't just for Tesla, but I know a lot of people may have seen those. Those will get you a full charge in about 15 to 90 minutes. So yeah, and we're dipping our toe in that soon. Some information to share here coming up as we move into the rest of the year. But you know, just think about where you'll charge. Is it going to be at home? Is it going to be at the publicly available stations? And which stations do you have around the areas that you frequent the most that you can plug into to make sure that you're all charged up and feeling confident in your vehicle if you do get an electric vehicle or a hybrid?
Okay, wow, this is getting better, because sometimes I think about if I'm running out of gas or running out of energy, the time that it takes, and do you plan that out in regards to LG&E? I see a lot more of these popping up.
Yeah.
And also, when I was in Atlanta over Labor Day weekend, the Kroger stores there had them, and it made me think of you. Yeah, because do we have them at Kroger's here?
You know what? There are not any at Kroger that I'm aware of, but we have them in a lot of different places. And it's great that you mentioned, you know, when we've been talking about where you'll charge. That's my last tip. The third tip is to just consider your resources and tap into them. When we think about where you'll charge and how you map that out, there are different ways you can do that. But some of the resources that are available, one of them is from the U.S. Department of Energy. They have an alternative fuel station site where it basically maps out charging stations that are available in the U.S. So you can check that out. There's also the IRS website. So we know that there are different tax incentives, right, associated with purchasing an electric vehicle or a hybrid. So yeah, just check out the IRS website to see what's the latest and if you qualify for that. And then we've got our own website that has great information there, lge-ku.com/EV. You can check out, we have all of our publicly available EV charging stations listed, other information that relates to electric vehicles and charging stations, and then also we've got our marketplace website where you can shop, compare, and save if you're looking at, okay, what's a regular vehicle compared to a hybrid or an EV, and what does the savings come down to. I will tell you, when you plug in on one of our publicly available charging stations, it's like charging or filling up rather for about $1 a gallon. So it's really great, and it's just nice to get out and find out some information. And if you Google, you might be able to find some different events that might be going on in different places, just so folks can get together with EV enthusiasts and have those talks and maybe even take a drive.
As always, LG&E's busy. They keep us informed. They keep us connected.
And the main thing every time, no matter what it is, energy matters.
You are correct. We'll take another break and back with more.
It's time to crack an egg.
Easy, any style egg works here.
Or smile.
Well done, this looks great.
Time to share a story.
We have a great way to start our discussion.
With old friends or new ones.
When you're a caregiver.
Time to breathe in.
And count up. Good job.
Then let it all out. It's never been easier to connect, learn, and have fun.
Cheers.
So let's do it together. Come find us at aarp.org/.
It's gonna do the morning ride. Get the keys, let's go! Because you won't want to get out of the car when the Streets Morning Takeover is on the Ville's #1 for hip-hop.
Early in the morning.
96.5.
Well, it's time again for another segment with Tyler at My Swaggy Wags. And it's also time to sample this great food.
Hello, hello, hello. It's Tyler here, and welcome to another edition of My Swaggy Wags. Today, if you can't tell, we are talking about health and wellness and just ways to really stay active and really beat the curve that happens as we go into the fall and then into the winter. And then we're always on that crazy cycle again of gotta get back in shape for the summer. So I know we're kind of ending our summer right now and heading into fall, but I want to talk to you about some great workouts and exercise routines that'll get you in the groove and keep you there and keep you coasting all the way through all the seasons. Stay tuned. So for me, with a wedding pending and I'm just over 35, all the things that my mom said would catch up to me, well, they did. So now I am with a goal to get in the best shape of my life, both internally and externally. And I started my journey at different gyms, and I finally found something that really works for me and something that responded for the fitness goals that I wanted. And I am doing Pilates, but the version of Pilates I'm doing are Lagri Pilates, and I love it. It's a high intensity, low impact workout, and it emphasizes slow and controlled movement. So they're designed to work the entire body without putting stress on the joints. So recovery is very easy, it's very quick, and the workout is really for anyone, regardless of what your fitness situation is. I love it, I love it, I love it. So your whole body gets stronger without any muscles being neglected. It makes you happier and more calm. I promise it does. You will become more flexible, which is really important to health as you get older. And it will tone and tighten your entire body. And like I said, the post-workout recovery will be much easier. Well, I hope that gave you some invigoration and some inspiration to kind of take your health by the reins and get into a class or do some at-home workout today. Faith is now. I personally love the Lagri Pilates. I'm telling you, I see a difference within just the first week of doing it. And it was probably, like I said, the most challenging workout I ever did. And then I was like, I want to do it again. So find what that is for you, get into it. And if you like my outfit, it's posted on my Amazon store. I probably bought about 15 of these in all different colors. They are so easy to put on. I love not having to think about what I'm wearing, and it's just security and go. See you next time. Maybe we'll talk about where to get more fit.
Tyler's come up with some more
Yeah.
Really great information.
I'm always learning something. And last time Tyler was talking about like the cargo pants, and I was teasing the owner here, and we were talking about she opened up and said, look, and she was sporting her cargo pants. So it's always something we're paying attention. So thank you, Tyler, for that.
You know, I think this is a great way to end a Saturday morning. Great food, great drink, great environment.
Yeah, the environment is delightful. The food is wonderful. You have to come here, but it's best to make reservations.
You know what? I think that's our show.
And that's our time.
And we'll see you back here next time on Urban Lifestyle. And remember to vote and take the shot.